What's up, everybody? So today we're gonna answer the super high level question, what is email marketing, right? Whole bunch of reasons, of course, why you'd wanna understand this. If you're just getting into digital marketing, or if you understand a little bit of email marketing, but you might be missing a few pieces here and there, this is the video for you. So stay to the end because we're gonna do a comprehensive overview of what email marketing is and the fastest way to implement it on your own business. My name's Tommy Griffith with ClickMinded.com. Let's get going. So super high level, just getting started, what is email marketing? So let's define this a little bit, dig into this, and talk about why it's so important. So what is email marketing? Email marketing is a tool that lets us do two things. One is first provide value to users in the form of content, and two, direct users through each step of the customer journey or the sales funnel when they get stuck, right? So we use it in these two ways primarily when we're talking about digital marketing. Email marketing is arguably the most underrated digital marketing channel out there. I personally love search engine optimization, SEO. I've been doing SEO for 10 years, but as we've grown this business more and more, I've come to the realization that email marketing is incredibly important and usually the most underrated digital marketing channel. And there's a number of reasons why, and I want to talk about that, right? Not everyone is on Facebook, right? Not everyone is on Snapchat. There's a number of different social channels out there, but everyone has an email address, and that's why this is so important. Your email list, you as a marketer, or you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as you grow your email list, that email list can go with you, right? It is a portable asset. So there's many digital marketing channels out there that change very dramatically or they die, right? So what has value today might not necessarily have value tomorrow, right? Ranking number one on Alta Vista in 1997 was fantastic. It was probably great for any business. It's not that important now. Does Alta Vista even exist? Having the dopest MySpace page, back in 2002 was probably awesome. Probably doesn't matter as much now, right? So spamming your way to growth through social invites. Zynga learned this the hard way. They did this with Farmville, back maybe 5-10 years ago. Got a lot of early growth, and then Facebook changed the rules with social invites, and their stock price slid as well. It was a very tough break for them. Praying Google doesn't change the rules. Demand Media basically went public off of kind of low quality content marketing, and then Google's Panda update really slapped them, and their stock price took a very dramatic drop as well. So rules change all the time, right? Google and Facebook can change their rules all the time. Different social networks can expand and contrast all the time. Stuff can often change a lot, right? But email often doesn't change. It is not a social channel, right? It is a web protocol, and I want to talk a little bit about this and what that difference is, right? So the internet is made up of protocols and applications, right? So web applications are a lot of these sort of private companies that you use every day, right? Facebook, Google, Yelp, Instagram, Snapchat, and MySpace are web applications. And they often sit on top of web protocols. When we talk about web protocols, we're talking about DNS, the domain name service, HTTP, FTP, IRC, SSL, or SMTP. These are all kind of standardized digital communication platforms, digital communication languages, effectively, that we all use on a day-to-day basis. They're not necessarily owned by a private company. They are these kind of standards that we all use when we use the internet. SMTP is email, right? So when you're doing email marketing, you're using the SMTP protocol. You're not using, Facebook's terms of service or Google's terms of service. This is a really important distinction, and that's why your email list is effectively this portable asset that moves along with you, right? So companies can change their rules, platforms can become unpopular, but protocols don't really die. People are getting really excited about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies now because some people are saying it's a new protocol for money, right? The protocols are really rare. They're very fascinating, and they're very interesting as well, right? So keep that in mind, right? Companies change their rules, platforms can become unpopular, but protocols don't really die. So until people stop using email, until people stop using the SMTP protocol, your email list is a portable asset. The chances are very good that we're probably still gonna have email in 25 or 50 years. That's why this is really important to build now, right? Let's talk a little bit about the details here though, right? So there's really only 3 different types of email when we're talking about email marketing. transactional email, content email, and conversion email. So we'll dive into these a little bit here. The first is transactional email. So let's look at some examples of a transactional email. This might be things like receipts, right? You buy something on Amazon, you get a transactional email receipt. Maybe an order confirmation, forgot passwords, support tickets, something like sign up details. You're double opt-in for your email list, an unsubscribe email, or maybe shipping details, something like these are all transactional things. Maybe a user's doing something on your site and you're kind of giving them an update via email. Next is your content email. So content email will be things like a welcome email. Maybe you just got their email address or they just signed up as a customer, right? It's a new blog, maybe something like a new blog post. Hey everyone, we just posted this new blog post, right? Go check it out. A lead magnet or a value sequence, something like your newsletter, your weekly or monthly newsletter. Any type of social post or social post reminder, right? Hey, go check out this post on Facebook. Free tools or exclusive content. Any content that you create is a content email. And the third one is a conversion email, right? So any type of promotion, a sale, lead magnets can also be in this group as well. If you're launching a new product, you're upgrading users, you're offering a discount, you're doing an affiliate, anything like that would be a conversion email, usually when money is changing hands. Okay, so we talked about the 3 different types of email. Let's talk a little bit about email distribution now. So there's 3 different types of email, but there's really only 2 means of distribution, or at least 2 that you should be focusing on, right? Usually that's broadcast email and automated email, right? So there's 2 different types of email. Most of your emails should be automated, right? If you're doing most of your emails now as manual broadcast, in general, for most businesses, that is not ideal, right? Sometimes it's understandable, especially if you're smaller, right? But in general, most of your emails should be automated, right? Well, let's talk about these differences first. So first is broadcast email. So you should only broadcast 2 types of email. Great content suitable for your entire list and one-off promotions, right? So in general, like when you create something absolutely amazing and you want to tell your whole audience about it, fine, go ahead and do a broadcast. Or if you're doing, kind of a seasonal or a time box promotion, Christmas 2020 or, seasonal whatever, you go ahead and do that as a broadcast. That's totally fine. Everything else should be automated based on user actions, right? So in general, you want to be automating email based on what the users are doing on your site. This allows you to send out content and messaging that is much more specific and relevant, contextually relevant to the users. Instead of just blasting out everything that you have, you want to be sending them emails based on what they're interested in, based on the actions that they're taking on their own site, right? So examples of automated email might be something like receipts, order confirmations, forgotten passwords, welcome emails, a value sequence, maybe cart abandonment, right? If they add a product to the cart and then leave, lead magnets or upgrades, and you want to do this in a contextually relevant way that's based on the actions they're taking on your site. So that's really it. We just wanted to do a super high level overview and answer the question, what is email marketing? So that's it. I hope that was useful. If it was helpful and if you learned something today, go ahead and click subscribe down below to get even more digital marketing tactics and tips from us. If you're on YouTube, we would love a comment from you. What'd you think? Is this helpful? Is this how you think about email marketing? Go ahead and leave a comment right now. I read every single one. Finally, if you want all of our email marketing resources, along with checklists and cheat sheets from us, go ahead and click that link down below to clickminded.com to grab all of our email marketing resources right now. Thanks a lot.
Hey, in this video, we're going to talk about one huge topic in email marketing. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Casey Luck, and on this channel, I go over everything you need to know to grow your e-commerce store through email and SMS. Now let's get to that huge topic, responsive email design, or more plainly, how to ensure that all of your beautiful email recipients have an amazing experience with your content, buy your stuff, and tell everybody they know about you. What is responsive email design anyway? You've probably heard the term responsive design so many times you stopped paying attention. Responsive design simply means that the look of your email adapts to the screen that it's viewed on without losing any of the qualities like readability and amazing user experience. In other words, you send an email, Tom opens it on his old iPhone 4, Jenna opens it on her latest Android phone, Abraham opens it on his desktop computer, and Cynthia opens it on her iPad. And all of those folks see the email in exactly the way you intended it to look. Sounds kind of like a no-brainer, right? And yet I still receive hundreds of emails every month that are simply unreadable on my phone. If you're designing for desktop and mobile design is an afterthought, I'm sorry, but you're doing it wrong. Tell me, are you glued to your phone most of the time? I know I am. At Luck & Co, we manage dozens e-commerce brands with huge email lists, and what we see is that more than 70% of email opens happen on a phone. That means that 7 out of 10 people or more will experience your emails on a small mobile screen. And at this point, all email design needs to be mobile first. That means that you design it with the mobile reader in mind first and foremost, and then you optimize it for desktop readers. Let's look at how to actually do that. If you're pumped, please hit that subscribe button under the video and the thumbs up as well. We're working super hard to put this content together, and that appreciation means everything to us. Also, watch until the end for an extra bonus from our design team. 5 rules for responsive email design. Number 1, font sizes. Now, in my opinion, nothing is more useless than an email that you can't read. If your email requires the reader to make an effort to read it, you can forget it. Anything that requires too much effort from people is just not going to happen. So you need to make your text at least size 14, but better yet 16. For headlines, use at least size 20. Send yourself and your teammates a test and make everyone read that email on their phone. Does anyone have to squint or bring their phone closer to their face to read it? Then you know what that means. You need to increase the text size even more. Number 2, don't use custom fonts. If you use live text in your emails as opposed to putting text on images, in my opinion, it's simply not worth it to bother with custom fonts. Why? Because most email clients like Gmail will still convert those fonts to default fonts. And this is something you just can't control. So if your design relies on beautiful fonts, I think that you're simply playing with fire a little bit, because more than half of your readers will see that email very differently. So instead, use a default font that's the closest to your brand font. Pro tip: you can also put text on images and insert images into your emails, but if you do that, there are additional rules that you need to follow to make sure that you're not hurting your deliverability. We'll be releasing a video about that very soon, so subscribe to the channel to learn more about image-based email design. Number 3, use the space above the fold. Fun fact, did you know that the term above the fold actually came from print journalism? On the web, above the fold area is what you see before you start scrolling, and that's your prime real estate. You want your most important content at the top without making your audience scroll to find it. Here's what that means for email. As an email reader, I should know what this email is about and what it's offering me, and have the option to act on it immediately after opening the email. How do you accomplish that? Have a clear headline, supportive imagery, and a button above the fold, or as close to the top of the email as possible. Pro tip: your above the fold area is actually very different on desktop and on mobile, so keep that in mind when designing your emails. Number 4, links and buttons. Let me ask you, have you ever tried tapping on a link on your phone, and because there were a bunch of links kind of clustered all together, you ended up going to the wrong page? Annoying, right? So save your subscribers from this experience and don't use hyperlinks. Use buttons instead. They're also much better for click rate. Make sure that the button is large enough on the phone so that I don't have to aim to tap it with my big fat thumb. And if you have to use hyperlinks, just make sure that you don't cluster a bunch of them together. Number 5, use a single column layout. This is a quick one. Stick to a single column layout whenever possible. Less shifting and moving makes it easier for your audience to read your content. Also, make sure that your content is no wider than 600 to 640 pixels on mobile. Most importantly, test your emails religiously. You should be sending a test of each email you design to yourself and your team, so all of you guys view that email on different devices. And make sure that you look at that test on your phone first. If you are on a bigger team or you guys just send a crazy number of emails, use a service like Litmus or Email on Acid. They show you previews of how your email will appear in all kinds of inboxes. And don't forget, once you send that email, you can't take it back.
Ow.
Bonus content, designing for dark mode. Ching ching ching, you are a winner, my friend. Here's your bonus content. Remember how I said that over 70% of your email subscribers open emails on mobile? Well, most phones today are set to turn to dark mode automatically at night. And some people actually prefer dark mode, even though I don't get it, and use it throughout the day. So when you send yourself tests, make sure that you view them in dark mode in addition to light mode. You'll notice that your emails actually look very differently. Dark mode is a little bit of a pickle. It inverts your colors and there are no universal clear guidelines for how to design for dark mode. It's a bit of a trial and error, but here are a few quick tips from the Luck & Co design team. Elements like logo and icons should either be full-width images with solid background, JPEGs, not PNGs, or you need to add outlines or rectangular shapes behind them. Avoid using background images with copy. When colors are inverted in dark mode, your text might just become invisible. And always check your emails in dark mode. I just can't say this enough. Well, that's it for today. Please give this video a like if you haven't already and say hi in the comments. Thank you for watching and until next time.
Thanks for watching to the end. If you've liked this video, please hit the like button. It really helps. Thanks.